Thank you for joining us. This is Mike Mars for In Wheel Time. This week we're reviewing the 2013 Toyota Highlander. Now this is not the Highlander of days of old, but this is the newer 7-passenger model. It also comes with a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder as a standard engine, but our SE trim has a 3.5 liter V6, which has made it out to a 5-speed automatic transmission. And it all rolls out on some really nice 17-inch aluminum wheels. So let's take a look at the rest of the vehicle. In looking at the interior of the 2013 Toyota Highlander, we're going to start with the driver's area. The controls for the windows and doors obviously are very easy to reach. We have some controls for the remote mirror, the back glass windshield wiper, and the traction control buttons are all easy to reach. Got a little bit extra storage right here underneath that. Coming on across to the steering wheel itself is very nicely arranged. There are some buttons for the audio system that are reachable with the thumb. Never have to take your hand off the steering wheel. Same thing for the other side, on the right hand side, where we get into the display buttons for the digital support screens, the Bluetooth, and even the cruise control functions are all handled right here without ever taking your hand off the steering wheel. The gauge package itself is more traditional. Kind of a large sweeping gauges on the tachometer and the speedometer, with the smaller support gauges directly in the middle. Coming on across to the center stack is where we actually find the digital support screen. This is very nicely done, built in to mimic the air conditioning vents, just kind of integrated right there in the middle of it. Easy to read, easy to manipulate from the steering wheel controls. Coming on down, we find the 6.5-inch monitor. It has some touch buttons on it. It has for the applications to where you can pull up things or touch and pull up your maps and your Pandora radio. The control knobs are very easy and very large to use. We have some storage between the monitor and on down into the climate control section. Here again we find some large knobs that are easy to use, very clearly labeled. For the climate control, we come on down then, and here we find the controls for the heated front seats, as well as a 12-volt supply. And over here on the driver's side, we have a USB port. The shifter for the 5-speed transmission has some gates in it for a little sport mode. The cup holders that we have exposed here are rather nice, and a nice touch is that these are somewhat adjustable, automatically adjusting themselves to the size of cup you have. If you have a regular soft drink can, then you're good to go. If you're smuggling 16-ounce drinks up north, then you have a place to where you can put those in as well. We also have a 12-volt power supply here and a snow setting for our traction system, and some additional cup holders. We get on back here a little further. Underneath this armrest center console, we find some deeper storage. And looking around the rest of the dash, we see the two-tone color scheme, the large glove box, as well as the additional storage that's in the door panels. The leather seats are heated, provide a lot of support, a lot of comfort with the high back headrest. Our model also happens to come with the sunroof, some overhead controls, and just generally a very nice layout. So let's look at the rest of the vehicle. Looking at the interior of the 2013 Highlander from the rear lift gate, we see that the review vehicle has the optional cargo mat. This is a nice option that will protect the back of the seats, as well as the nicer floor carpet. Simply folds over out of the way to expose the third row seat that is stowed in the floor. Using a strap system, it's very easy to pull the third row seats up and into their upright functional position. To put them back down flat or stow them in the floor, there's another strap system. Simply pulling on the lever allows the release to let the seat push down flush back into the floor. A nice touch on the Highlander, if you're putting cargo in from the back, you've been to the big grocery store, lumber or whatever, over here on the left hand side at the back are some controls that will literally drop the center row seat by a flip of the lever. Now this gives you a full 6 foot plus of area lengthwise to slide material or cargo of some sort in. Obviously you do the same thing to the other side and you've got the whole back area laid down flat up to the front seats. This will give you over 90 cubic feet of storage space. We'd like to thank you once again for joining us here on In Wheel Time as we've been looking at the 2013 Toyota Highlander in the SE trim level. With the V6 power under the hood, the 5-speed automatic, and 7-passenger seating all rolling on some nice 17-inch wheels, this vehicle will get your job done whether you're hauling the kids or you're hauling some cargo. If you get a chance to take a test drive in one of these, we highly recommend it. Thank you again for joining us at In Wheel Time. This is Mike Mars, and travel safe.